Hello everyone. Today we have 34 years old lady. She has a problem about melasma on the cheek and a little bit on the forehead. And she also have the wrinkles, dry skin and wrinkle around the eyes. Smile. Okay. Both sides and a little bit on the forehead. Lift up. And a little bit around the mouth. And also she has a problem of tear tooth. Both sides and also nasolabial fold. Today I'm gonna inject PRP. First, I'm gonna inject on the lines on the fold, the tear tooth and nasolabial fold with ATS. Each side 1 ml, 1 ml, 1 ml and another 1 ml. And also for the skin, for the whole face and the area around the eyes and the melasma, I'm gonna inject with PRP matrix. I will focus on the cheek and around the eyes. For the forehead, I approximately inject about 1 ml. And for each cheek and around the eye, I gonna inject 1.5 ml per one side. So totally it's about 4 ml. So in conclusion, I'm gonna inject ATS 4 ml, 1 ml for under the eyes, another 1 ml for another one under the eyes, and nasolabial for each side with 1 ml and 1 ml. PRP matrix I'm gonna inject for the whole face and focus on the cheek and around the eyes. So this is a region plus. So you can see that this one is ATS and there's a BCT tube. So before using it, you have to go to the expire there to check it. Is it available or no? And this one is a QC red mark to mark that is already sterile. So you have to check, and also the seal of the package is completely sealed. So to be sure that it's always sterile. This is another one, it's a serum matrix set. They comprise 3 tubes of serum matrix with a golden cap. The same thing, you have to check the expiry to be sure that it's available, and also it's already completely sealed. We need 3 tubes of the blood, so we finish, the patient have enough blood. We can use the same needle with the 3 tubes, but she doesn't have it, so we're gonna puncture the new vein on this side. Then we have 10 ml of BCT tube or the blue one, and then we have to mix it gently, do it gently. Okay, and then we have this one is ATS 10 ml. Do the same thing, flip it for 10 times, gently again. We're gonna use this one. We have to mix 0.1 ml of ATS together with 0.9 ml of the blue one per one syringe. And as I assess that we need 4 ml, so it means that we have to draw each syringe 0.1, another one 0.1, 0.1 and 0.1, but another 0.9 of this one per each tube. But we have to mix it and inject right away. We have to mix it syringe by syringe, because if we do it too slow, it's gonna clot and we cannot inject it. And then this one is a matrix. It's a golden one, so it's just 4 ml. Do the same thing. We have to flip it for about 10 times. You can see this one is hyaluronic acid inside, so the matrix is plus hyaluronic acid inside. After centrifuge, we're gonna mix hyaluronic acid with the PRP. As I told you, the red one is a 10 ml and the blue one is 10 ml. So both the volume are equal. So we can balance both on the opposite side. And for the matrix or the goal one, that we just put the volume of the 4 ml. So we have to balance with another tube. But for the red one, we need two round of centrifugation. So another time we need to balance with the water in another tube. So this is the first round. 5 minutes already. So what we got now, we got the blue one. We need only one round of centrifugation, and we got a matrix, only one round. For the red one or ATS, we need the second round. So we're gonna put another tube with the water inside. To balance, we need a second round of centrifugation for this one. If you can see, the upper part is more translucent, so it means that you need to mix more. So you flip the tube up and down, and now you can see that it's more homogeneous. And for BCT or the blue one, you have to do the same thing to get the PRP. Flip the tube up and down. Now you can see the yellowish color of the plasma. This one is PRP. As I told you, the red one we need to round of centrifugation. So after centrifugation, you can see this one is a clot plasma inside. So you see, so we're gonna mix this one together with this one to get the PRP, the ATS PRP to fill in the fold. So we're gonna break down the clot inside first before mixing. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with the filler. We introduce the needle. Then we insert the ATS that mix with BCT, and we inject with the blunt tip cannula along the nasolabial fold. Do the same thing as you inject the filler in the nasolabial fold. Actually, we inject this in subdermal or subcutaneous. And then you can see the result on the left side of the patient. As I told you, you have to inject right away after mixing the solution. Otherwise, it's gonna clot and you cannot inject it. Now it finished one side for the under eye and nasolabial fold compared to the right side without injection. So it means that you can see the result right away. So now it's a lot better than the right side. Now we move to the another side. We're gonna inject the tail top on this side. We're gonna introduce the needle first, and then you're gonna ATS PRP with the blunt tip cannula. Do the same thing like you inject the filler, but just support for the tail top. It softens the tail top. You can see it go away. The tail top is filled up with the PRP, and you can see the result right away. And you can inject around the mid-face area. Correction, and then I'm gonna go to the nasolabial fold of the second side. But you don't need to inject deep. Inject in the subdermal or subcutaneous. When you inject the filler, you need to aware of the vessel. The same thing when you inject the PRP, you have to be careful about the vessel too. Otherwise, you're gonna inject into the intravascular, and of course it may be obstruct the vascular flow and got the issue. Now I finished the ATS for fill up the fold of nasolabial fold and the tail top already. So now I'm gonna show you the result of both sides. The tail top go away and also the nasolabial fold. Now it fill up with the PRP. Yes. So now she become, she looked less tired than before. Now I just draw the solution from PRP of the PRP matrix or the golden one. So this one is PRP matrix which contain PRP plus HA, and then I'm gonna inject for the whole face, but I'm gonna focus on the melasma and around the eyes that I mentioned in the beginning. So I'm gonna inject this one for the cheek. I'm gonna focus on melasma. As I plan, I'm gonna inject around the cheek, especially on the area of melasma and around the eye, 1.5 ml per one side. And this one is the last syringe. I'm gonna inject 1 ml, the last ml of the PRP on the forehead. This one is a PRP matrix. But on the forehead, you must be careful because there are a bunch of vessels. So you have to avoid intravascular injection. Now we have done PRP injection on the whole face for this lady, and you can see the lumpiness on across her face. So you can see many point of injection, and this gonna be last like 1 hour or half an hour. And usually after injection, you have to inform the patient to avoid watching the face for at least 4 hours to make sure that you have her skin have absorbed the serum to her face, because we're gonna leave it dry on her face. And usually the patient must be informed to avoid makeup for 24 hours. And usually you recommend the patient to do the same thing for the 3 sessions with 2 to 4 weeks interval to get the maximum result. And after that, the patient can get the maintenance every 3 to 6 months.